Videos webinar week. We're with Charlie Mulgrew. Thanks, Charlie, for being on this. Super excited. Maybe introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your playing and coaching experience.
Hi, thanks for having me, Rob. It's great to be here and share my experience with you. First of all, I'm recently a retired football player. I'm 37 years old. I played 5 years at Blackburn Rovers down in England, and I played 6 years at Celtic, Glasgow Celtic in Scotland, most notably. I won't go through all of my teams because we've not got that amount of time. But I developed a real passion for coaching at the age of 28. I took my A license, my B license, and then took my A license last year. Managed to pass them, and I had an interesting football career in terms of my first half of my football career. There wasn't a lot of video analysis, and then my second half of my football career there was a lot of it, and it came into the game, and I realised the benefits of it. So recently, in the last 18 months to 2 years, I've been taking my son's team, the local team. So one of my sons plays for Celtic under 16s, who use video analysis a lot, and my other son plays for the local boys club team under 13s, and I've helped with them, as I say, for the past 18 months to 2 years. And recently we got in touch with Vio, and we've been using the technology to video the games and to clip the games, and it's been really, really helpful. We started off, I used to go and watch them, having played professional football myself. I used to go and watch them, and there was at grassroots level, as a lot of people know, it's a lot of dads giving up their free time, which is great, and trying to do their best to coach their sons. And I found it very frustrating going and watching, because I could see some simple things that could be put in place to help the team, to help the lads. So they asked me if I would join in and take over and help, and I did that, and I've now gave them a kind of playing style that we've stuck to now, through from sevens to nines, now into 11s, and the difference in the players is really is frightening. Some players who people would have maybe said aren't very good, maybe close to being released or maybe stopping playing football. Now you're seeing some different players because they're giving away a playing, they're giving a bit of confidence because they're secure in the way they're playing. And the video technology helps that, because you can quickly, before training on a Tuesday night, you can quickly go over the game at the weekend based on the principles and how you want them to play. And it's a really helpful tool to teach them.
It's one of the things we were talking about just before. We're always blown away to see like our technology in your hands, because one of the things is, I think when you play professionally, you see things that the average Joe kind of only assumes from that perspective. If you were going to give just kind of a top line difference between how you were using video, as a pro player and what you see now, what would that be?
Well, when we used it before, different managers obviously use it in different types of ways. As I say, the majority of people will go through the game, and they want to see the highlights and the goals and basically what they see in the TV. But from a professional point of view, I see it as our big message is the game's not about winning. Now listen, everybody wants to win. If I had to play you rock, paper, scissors right now, you would want to beat me. It's life. You want to win, but the main objective is making sure your team are playing within your principles and they're getting better, especially at a grassroots level. So that's playing for the back for me, getting plenty of touches of the ball, and that's the main thing. In order to do that, you need a coach on the side that is willing to accept mistakes and is willing to go back to the use VO to go back and show the lads, this is you doing it well, this is how we do it, this is how we see the game. Because otherwise, when you go through a game to clip it, it's really difficult to clip a game and go through it if you don't have a way of playing. So if you just want to go through and clip a game and say, this is what I see, you can choose. You'll find many mistakes. You'll find many good things, good touches, good bits of play. But you need to actually look. What is it you're looking for? What is the main key things? Because as a player, professional player, the main thing in a meeting is your attention span. You don't, at a professional level, you'll maybe get a 10-minute, 15-minute maximum window to use. So your game's an hour and a half. You need to clip that to the maximum potential that you see the most important things to get your points across. Otherwise, players will switch off. So grassroots level, at my team, I find I maybe have 5 minutes max, and you need to cram in, or you need to pick the main points from that. So that's the big thing I've noticed, that even from professional level, maybe 10, 15 minutes, to grassroots level, you've got 5 minutes to get your point across. And it's really important that you're very precise on the way you want to play and the way you want to get your message across in order to make these players better players.
I think what's really amazing, we've heard this from a number of people, from like people like Kevin De Bruyne, from Mike Phelan, from different coaches, where they've all talked about the fact that it's actually, the more simple it is, the more effective the communication is. But also there's something around this aspect of players learning from the dynamic use of video. That seems to be really, really good. That's got a real transformational effect, similar to what you were saying.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's amazing how people learn differently. And if you're showing them on the pitch, then when they go into a game, they play their game, and then you've actually got access with a video camera, and they've also got a great feature on it, which is the interactive feature where you can go, if you're attacking, you can look back to see where your goalkeeper, your defenders are, so you can actually move the camera and look back and see. And it's so good to do that. But as you say, yeah, it needs to be simple. It needs to be straight to the point. It needs to be clear. And it's, when I say different ways of learning, you can do it on the pitch. And then when you've got that backed up with video evidence of them doing things really well, which sometimes people think, let's get a video and let's show them everything they're not doing well. I think it's more important to show them when they are doing it well. Really look for the times where they are doing the small things well, or even if they're trying to do them well and you can see, look, because that's how you develop a habit, and that's what it comes to. You want to develop good habits for these young boys at a younger level, or even first team level. And if you can create these habits mean that they're doing things unconsciously. So when the conscious things they are getting into a game to think about, it's a lot less to think about. They're thinking about their own game and about what they want to do, and their habits are already in place. And video helps reiterate these habits.
No, I've learned a load since I've been here the last 3 years. Exactly that. As I've been guilty of making a highlight reel of all the bad stuff, but you're right. To kind of reinforce habits is good. Would you be you're up for maybe showing us some of the stuff that you've been working with on Veo, especially with a couple of your teams, and then we can almost dive into a bit of film, which would be amazing.
Yes, definitely. I've got a couple of games on there, so I'll go through a game with you. That's no problem.
Cool. Let's jump in.
Okay, so as you can see here, very, very clear images on the day. Nice level of camera. We can see a lot of the pitch. And this is the game just kicking off quickly before we go into the bits that I've clipped. And you can see here that we play a high press. And so I talk about creating habits and making it unconscious for the players through training sessions and through video recordings so they can show the players. But this is us. We play high press. And I want our team to go after everything. And if you see for their kick-off here straight away, we're right after it. That's our left winger. That's our striker after the ball. Straight away, we win the ball and we're in their half. We're inside their box within 10 seconds of the match. And we've got bodies in the box. We've got 1, 2, 3, ready to be 4. And near enough 5 bodies in the box here. So this is an example of our training habits and our video showing the lads them doing it well. And this would be an example of what we would show the lads. There we go. Great start to the game. Our high press that we speak about, brilliant. We're after it. We win the ball. We get it in their box. And I think we maybe get a half chance out of it. So that's an example of one of the things. So in the clip, I've clipped the game. They go to the right-hand side here, and it comes up all the clips of the game. So I think when you use Veo, all the goals in that, they come up already by themselves, but I've clipped my own stuff here at the side. So I call it swarming the ball. So when we lose the ball, one of the things we work on is as soon as we lose the ball in their half, we instantly swarm it to win it back. So every player at the front 5 especially, they are after the ball. and we're all swarming to win it back. So this is an example. So I've wrote great instant reaction to swarm the ball. Gus, that's one of their players. You win the ball inside their box instead of letting them clear it to find a pass. So this is the first one here. The cross comes in the box. We lose it, and there's an instant reaction. So that's a feature on it as well. We can highlight the boy who I'm on about here, who does it brilliantly, reacts quickly. He wins the ball. He's got it inside their box, cuts it back, ends up them getting a goal kick. But another day it could have been a goal or a corner or something. So it's an example of how useful it is to swarm the ball. And the next one's another example.
And that's a really important point, isn't it? Because it's not always that it ends up in a goal. It's the behaviours and the habits, and you're saying you're rewarding those habits.
Yes, of course. And human nature is you want to hear when you've done well. And it's so easy for the lads to go through. So all the lads have got the app as well. So their parents or them will go through the game and they'll look at it. And I know for a fact, because as a player, I've done it myself. You go and look at your goals and your best bits and your stuff that would normally be shown on a highlight reel on the TV, or stuff that you're used to seeing on Match of the Day. But I think what makes a good team and what makes a good player is the small things like that. So going winning it back, and even though it doesn't come to a goal, or he probably doesn't even remember that in the game, it shows, listen, this is what happens when you do it.
Yeah.
And there's examples on here where it leads to better stuff, but that's another example. So I've wrote, you can put comments next to it, so I'll have it up in the projector on the Tuesday night after the Saturday game, and I'll say, brilliant swarm of the ball. The second we lose it, Robert, Michael, Jacob, Joe and Jake, make them rush and pass it, and we stay in their half with a throw-in. Well done, boys. So that's an example again of the exact same thing. Just wait for it to load up here.
And this is really good because you can imagine, like you said, if you're one of those 5 guys that your coach is up there talking about the things that coaches find important. It's not just the highlights. Yeah.
See, they either lost it. Look at the reaction of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boys to win it back. And we've got the ball inside their half. Now, what I explain to the boys is, I've not wrote it there, is I say, if you stand still, so you 5 years we stood there, this team would be breaking away. And if we don't swarm the ball, we'll have to run 70 yards instead of running 5, 10-yard sprints. Win the ball back in their half. And then we're doing the stuff that we all grew up in the playground want to do. We want to have the ball. We want to pass the ball. We want to score goals. We want to enjoy ourselves. Nobody wants to run 70 yards back a pitch. Now, don't get me wrong. If we have 10 counter presses or swarming of the ball, they might get by once or twice or 3 times. But if we don't do it 10 times, they'll get away 10 times. They'll be sprinting 70 yards, 10 times. But if you swarm the ball and you get the ball in their half, we'll be playing again. And if they do get through, we just sprint back. And I've got an example of sprinting back as well.
Brilliant. And this is quite high level stuff, isn't it? I mean, in terms of like, I've heard, we've interviewed like Kevin De Bruyne. He said the same thing. He's like, a good press means you run less. I never heard that when I was playing. Well, I was playing many years ago. Never heard any of this when I was playing.
So this is an example of the lads. This was the best one to show them, because it ends up in a goal. So I've wrote here, Lucas, Gus, Travis, Leo, again, great swarming the ball, leads to a goal, so important. We make this a habit. So I'll also say that doesn't matter when I'm addressing the team, I'll say, listen, I've named these people's names only because they're in this position. If it's you in this position, it would be the exact same thing.
Yes.
So if you look at it here, we're down the right-hand side, we cross it in, we lose it. But look at the instant reaction to sprint up. And what's interesting here is, if I go to the interactive cameras, that's our 2 centre-halves on the halfway line. We've lost the ball here, we're all sprinting to win it back. And if you go to the interactive camera on this view, which I think is amazing, because a big thing that we try and do is have our keeper on the halfway line. Have our keeper nice and high. Look where our keeper is.
Yeah.
So, and then we win the ball back here, and we're away again playing. But if our defenders are here, and our keeper's back in our box, all of a sudden you've got a team breaking away, and it comes back down the 70-yard run back the way.
Yeah.
And this is so important, because goalkeepers, I had a real challenge trying to coach this goalkeeper to stay high, because all he keeps thinking about is getting chipped. And I've said to him, if you get chipped, it's my fault. Trust me, I will take full responsibility. Nobody here will ever have a go at you or talk about what you should have been doing. If you're nice and high and aggressive and coming forward, and it's important I show him the times where he sweeps up and he becomes our sweeper.
Yes.
Because that's the most important thing. And if he does get chipped, I will not show him that. Yep. Because I realise that 9 times out of 10, he'll help us. And if he ever does get chipped, by the way, boys at this age can't hit it for the halfway line at the goal anyway, so he's fine. But as he does get older, and he is in that aggressive position, and people start to have a shot, which is very rare, then we're willing to accept that, because we're playing a high aggressive line, and this is what it brings us. So if we can back off the interactive feature there.
And what's really amazing is we had an interview with Frans Hoek, he's Louis van Gaal's goalkeeper coach, and he calls it being a goal player. And he's been talking about all of these things where he's coached at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, United. So it's really, really interesting yet again to hear the same principles are being spoken about. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about the Champions League or, Lenzi. It's the same principles. It's the same kind of things you're teaching.
Exactly. And my aspiration is to go into first team football and management, which I'm hoping to do soon. And I will take all the amount I've learned from grassroots football is frightening, because it's made me realise that it can be done. And yeah, people would say, look at the risks. But I think if you're going to be positive, you're going to be courageous, and you're going to show your team to play with courage. I mean, this is my centre half who's just won the ball in the halfway line.
Great. Yeah.
Then I'm going to show them that this is the way you play. Let's think about winning games. Let's think about scoring goals. Let's think about entertaining. Let's not worry about what might happen. Let's be front-footed. And if you can see from this is me just clicking it off the interactive feature and forward. Again, we go down the right-hand side because we've won it. We've counter-pressed and we score.
Oof, nice goal. Yeah. I'd be murder playing against you lot. Flipping heck.
Yeah.
No time or space.
A few teams have said it, the coaches, because a big thing about that is I stress to the lads, I do not care about the score. Right? So as you see there, sorry I went back because we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, near enough 6 players in their box when that cross comes in.
Yeah.
So it's a big feature in our play, and when I show the lads this, they realise this is the way they want to play football. This is the way we grew up playing. This is the way we wanted to play. Nobody ever grew up. Nobody that I know, and I've still to meet somebody that grew up playing football that didn't want to kick the ball. They just wanted to hoof it forward and hope we won. I say to the lads, we don't care about winning. By the way, winning's a byproduct of playing good football, but it's not about winning. So even if we're 5-0 up or we're 5-0 down, nothing changes. So there's never a time where we give up, because we only worry about how we play and all these principles that we swarming the ball, pressing high and spreading out to play football. That's before we go into the positional side and how we have them standing positionally. And the boys love it. They just come and play with freedom, and the videos really help by showing them that.
That's what I was going to ask, Charlie. So, I mean, imagine if you didn't have this, how hard would it be to reinforce these principles?
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. Well, you can do it, but to have this makes it so much easier. I mean, I've been together for the lads for 18 months to 2 years now, and there's been a rapid kind of a quick progress. But when I look at it for the last 3-4 months, it's been the quickest the boys have excelled. And I don't think there's any coincidence that it's because we've been using VO and using this camera, because it's a visual on how well how they can see that, they can see it working. They can see that this brings results, even though it's not about results, and they're having fun and playing the game properly, and it's brilliant, really, really good. Another one. This is that we worked on switching the play, so we know that what I'm having a bit of a challenge with the lads now is we're passing the ball fine, we're going down one side, but then it's getting very tight down one side, and we're trying to get to the other side, because we know if we get to the other side, there's loads of space and loads more opportunities to attack. So it's hard to kind of get boys to think that, and this is where this I took the opportunity to get the switch of play.
Yeah.
This I switch to play. So I wrote again, Joe, great switch of play, recognise where the space is. So if you look, this is Joe here. He took it here, whereas before he would maybe go back into the bodies are down this side. He recognises the spaces on the other side and we're away.
Oh, nice drag back. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, bodies in the box, unlucky not to come or something, but actually it leads to a great chance. So your lads, it shows you that you can get down the other side, and then as we progress and hopefully quickly they get that and they realise that, you get teams that will shuffle back and the space will come tight that side, and then hopefully you can start to come back, and all of a sudden you've got a possession counter press team that are on the front foot looking to attack and enjoy themselves.
It's really amazing to see how, again, for quite young athletes, you're asking them to do quite complex things. So therefore, the technology in the video is just a way, like, I love what you're saying in terms of accelerating that learning or reinforcing that learning. It's really powerful to see. And something, again, for most amateurs or parents, I think we can learn this as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these lads mostly go to they're in the top Central League in Scotland. When I took over, we were a league below, and we came up, having won 13 games and drew 2, so we went straight up to the top league, and we're in the top league, and now we're I would say we're about mid-table to mid to top in that top league. But all these lads are in the same class at school, near enough.
Yeah.
So we play teams that, like Rossfield, they'll take a lot of boys from academy, and they'll take a lot of boys from different areas, whereas 90% of these lads are in the same year at school, the same class at school, and it's great to see because they're all friends and they're all loving their football, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a prime example of, we talk about swarming the ball on the edge of the box, and we do that here, but this time they get away. They break away because teams get lucky, or sometimes there's a bit of play, and I tell them that's what happens. But the reaction for the lads here is what pleased me the most, and I showed them the risk and reward. The risk is you get the ball, you're in their half, you can potentially score again. The reward is you win the ball in high up, and you only get 10 yards to run, and you can score, you're right up there.
Yes.
The risk is you lose it and they break through. But if you're willing to sprint back the 70 yards, you can diffuse the attack. It's the risk. The reward well outweighs the risk for me. And if you see here, the 1v1, look at the reaction of 1, 2, 3, 4 players to get back, especially these 3.
Yeah.
I've highlighted this so they know it's not just doesn't go unnoticed. They're sprinting back in position to get the ball because they know that brilliant. The other team end up with a corner, and if we press it back, the interactive camera shows. Which this is one of the best features on here for me. The interactive camera shows, if you go back to the start of the clip, you see when they start to break forward. You see the rest of the lads. Look at this. Look at them all running back.
Yeah.
Compared to the other team, we get back numbers to defend our goal.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But the fact that we're doing the counter press and creating that habit saves us that 70-yard run a lot of the time. But if we do have to do it, we do it.
But it went from like a one-on-one, like, to a four Lindsay versus 3 Falkirk in about 5 seconds, which is crazy. It's really good.
Yes, it really is good. I'm so proud of the lads. It's so rewarding to see. It's so satisfying. I mean, I'm retired at the moment, and from playing, and I want to go into the coaching and management side of things. But this now is like it's a great focus for me at the moment. I'm really enjoying breaking the games down for the lads, and I get a real pride in taking the sessions, and I spend time making the sessions, and it's great to see it coming to fruition through video and through work on the grass.
Super cool. But I think that's where, again, the proof is in the pudding, really, of when we're seeing this tech in a pro's hands, but you're passing that knowledge on to the grassroots. It's incredibly powerful from that point of view. Sweet. The weird thing is you've gone through a load of the questions I was going to ask. So I'm just thinking about just some more of the other talking points. From your perspective, what could I mean, obviously you're using, decades of experience, not just playing professionally, but also just your commitment to the game. For those of us like me, the kind of average Joes, where could we start? Because you're commanding this like an expert. I'm seeing all the highlights, the
Yeah.
interactive camera stuff. What would you say is like the first thing people should really think about?
I think first of all, if you're coaching at grassroots level, you think about how you want to see your team. So you can't teach things that you don't believe in. So everybody, the great thing about football is there's no right way and there's no wrong way. It's how you see the game, and that's based on your experiences, what games you've enjoyed watching, things you've learned. It could be anything. It could be anything. The way your team you grew up played. You need to choose that, and you need to be clear on how you see that. And then once you see that, you then try and teach your team that. And you can't teach anything you don't believe in,
Yeah,
if you know what
yeah, 100%.
I mean. So you need to find something that you believe in how you see football, and the players will feel that from you. So you start by getting them some sort of affirmation you believe in, how to play the game. I believe the game should be played properly. Lads should be able to have the ball. My keeper gets loads of touches of the ball with his feet. I believe that they should have the ball and get you really used to having the ball in tight areas. And if they take it in the 6 yard box and they lose it, I believe that, well, at least they get touches, because my keeper punts it to the halfway line. My centre half won't get as many touches. I want all my players to get as many touches in the ball,
Yeah.
and realise that make mistakes is part of learning. So whatever you believe in, find that, narrow that down, and then you can clip games based on that. So you go back to it's pretty really simple to use. It genuinely, like, I went through that there, and it makes me look like I know what I'm doing with computers. I can honestly tell you, I'm not very good with computers, and luckily another coach in the team is good with computers, and he set this up for us, and we just clicked the link and went into it. So it was simple that way. And once you're in there, it's pretty easy to use. You just need to navigate your way around it and kind of work out how to clip and create tags. So your tags are, I called one swarming the ball.
Yeah.
So you get all your kick-off, corner, shot and goal. And I didn't make the tag. I'm not sure if you'll make them already, or another coach made them. I'm not too sure on it. I think Veal maybe made them already, but I just made my own ones.
Yeah, cool.
And swung them.
And I think the thing that's good is what you're talking about as well, is that for some people it can be a bit intimidating or a bit scary. But that's one of the things I was going to ask. You're marrying, I can see, like you already said, I'll show this. We play the game Sunday. I'll show this Tuesday just before practice, and then we go out onto the field. So it's not like this replaces coaching. It's just another tool that, again, you are super smooth on it. It's really good. What would you say for anybody who's maybe a little bit scared or a little bit reticent?
What I would say is, it's 5 minutes on a Tuesday before training, so we get the lads to come 5 minutes early, and we get them in the changing room, and we've got a projector, a small projector that one of the lads had got for 60 quid or something, and we plug that into his phone, because you can get it obviously through the phone or the computer. Yeah. Plug it into his phone, and we show it on. We just go through these clips, and I clip this. So once the game's uploaded on a Saturday night or a Sunday, I'll clip this maybe on the Monday. And the most important thing is, you pick the main points out. So it's so tempting, even for myself, to go through this game and say, you should be here, you should be doing that, bad touch, you do that, you are good touch, or great goal, or whatever. For me, the most important thing is, right, how do we want them to play? So if that is, we want them to be a low block and we want them to counter-attack, so that would be, right, okay, so every time they're in the low block, you try to teach in the training, you need to find that and pick the best ones out. For example, if the team, you then go from a low block and you counter-attack, you go and score, there would be a perfect one to use. Clip that, show the lads, and show them why that was good. There you go. There's a great example. And even if you start off by keeping it to 2-3 clips,
yeah,
then the lads engage with it. You see them, they go, at least we're not here for 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're out in the pitch and you're training again and you're playing, because that's what the boys want to do. They want to go on the grass, but it really does help. It's a really good tool to show them quickly some good points from the game based on how you want to play.
I think that's a really important point. You said that earlier on as well. you got these guys for maybe 5 minutes, and maybe it's 3 minutes of that 5 minutes. And as you just said, it's not 10 clips, it's maybe 3 clips reinforcing a particular point, and then you get straight back to playing. How's your son finding it? He's not too annoyed his dad is the coach, or is he loving it?
No, he loves it. My son absolutely loves it. He loves it because when we came over, when I came in and took over, we weren't doing too well, and it was, as I said, it was a lot of dads giving up their time, and they were trying their best, and they thought it was okay, but I mean, I've dedicated my life to football for 25 years, for the age of whatever, 10 years of age, 12 years of age, and I've seen how things can be better. So just a couple of things in place that's made it get better, and they love their football. I mean, they were all talking about leaving and doing this, and young lads when they're getting beat and they're not enjoying it. They start to get down, and they think they want to leave the team and stuff. And all of a sudden now they're loving it. They're all mates at school. They're turning up to training every night. We make it really fun. As I say, this is for 5 minutes. A lot of the stuff we do, we make it fun. We make everything's based around fun, and they get your habits in during that. And he loves it. He loves playing. He's really thriving in it. He'll ask to see the game back, and he want clips again. He likes to see his goals or his good points. But I'll just point a couple of things out to him that he can do better, and he kind of gets a better understanding and tactical knowledge of the game. It's crazy to see.
Do you have a lot of your players sometimes putting stuff on social media as well? They all clamoring for the video, and then
100%. That's one of those coaches actually suggested that we start putting 1 minute shorts up on social media, just because that's the way young lads are going now, and it would get them to watch the clips back. Because ideally they watch a bit themselves, and then we can then go in and show them the wee bit for 5 minutes, or a small bit for 5 minutes. But I know the reality of it. I mean, first team players probably wouldn't even look at the clips. They would wait for the coach to show them. So I understand that. But that's, they all put it in social media. They've all got it up on different platforms and social media, and they share it to each other, and mainly goals and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really good. Also, there's a feature on it that I forgot to mention that's really good, and it's the stats feature. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yep.
So there's the possession stats. So we're a possession-based team.
Oof.
And we've had 62% of the ball. We won 13-0 in this game. This was a Scottish Cup game against a lower league sort of a team, so it was a cup game. But all the things we're looking for are in this in terms of possession, goals, shots on goal. 43 shots on goal, they've had 2. So we tell them it's all through playing the game properly and no disappointment, reacting and going winning the ball back. And you see the stats here, we have 155 passes completed to their 101, almost like 30% more passes than them. So it's interesting. It's real interesting stuff.
Fantastic. I'd say it really says something when somebody of your level of experience is enjoying it as much as you are and using it the way you are. Charlie, got to say, thank you so much. I could keep going for ages, but really, really appreciate it. You've been brilliant, mate. Lovely.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Nice one. Cool.